today.
We're
It's
going
a
to talk.
$100,000 mortgage. You can use a factor with this if you want to do it, right? You could use a factor with this if you want to do it. You can say the factor is going to be per 100,000, right? So, all right. So we got $100,000 principal. We got 360 months, and let's say it's, I don't know, 4% right now. So the customer's payment, if this is right, 477.42. So write that down. 477.42. Let's change the interest rate now to I don't know, 5.75, 5.75. Now that's the interest rate. And now the payment jumps to 583. That's at 5.75. Your first one's at 4%. Your bottom one's at 5.75. So now that's a factor. That's on 100,000. So if the guy wants to go out and buy a $400,000 house, multiply those numbers by 4.
Yeah.
So there's your factor for 100,000. So you see what I mean about what they're going to get approved for and what they're not. And that's if the rates stay at 6%, at 5.75. I think they're going to just with inflation the way that it's going. My God, who knows where we're going to wind up? Annual basis, we were up over 7% at the close of December. So
yeah,
I don't know. Certainly not a lot of good news out there. What's going on, Mag? How are you, bud?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Sitting there chewing on the fat, as they say.
What's up with the hat? What is this? What's up with that?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
The reason why
in an operating room, it looks whiter than the emergency room. Look at this. He does surgery in this place.
The reason why I'm wearing this hat is because of this. We got to make some announcement here.
Sure, go for it. Go ahead.
You guys hear that?
No, what is it?
Hey,
oh yeah.
What's the check for? $29,770. Is that your end?
Ring the fucking bell.
Which deal was that?
That was that one, bro.
Which one?
That one that I told you about, that here in New Jersey, that I got put on the contract that I was working with.
Is that the one where you were the Uber driver?
No. That one is another story. This is the one that I lock it up. That I lock it up on the contract. The one that I told Steve like probably 4 weeks ago. And I put it on the contract. I wanted to sell it to a landlord investor, but I found the flipper. And I made the spread on this deal $30,000.
Wow. Was it an assignment?
That's an assignment.
Wow.
That's your first deal, right?
My first deal.
Wow.
He broke his hymen. Congratulations.
Dude, that's totally awesome. Congratulations.
LLC.
29.
You got to make pictures
29 large
on the wall. You got to take pictures of it, put it on the wall.
Yeah, I asked them to send it. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, man. I would not done this deal without you, Justin. And you guys, this club has changed, our lives, bro. Thank you very much. It's about concern. I can't wait to show freaking Arturo. He kicked me out of his class to tell me to get a deal.
Yeah, that's great, man. Thank you.
Good. Congratulations.
But you did the work, man. You did it all, and you did all of the thinking. Really, you thought your way all the way through that one, and look what you got, man. That's the first of many.
Thank you.
That's a nice check. That's not $3-4 grand. That's a nice check.
If you don't like it, I'll take it. Yeah.
Now we got to talk about the back end, our fee. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready. Well, here's the thing. I told you that I was gonna take you out for lunch, and I'm gonna send you something too, bro.
Woo! All right, man.
Because I appreciate your guys' time.
Coming USPS? No, I'm just kidding.
Ain't
gonna
be freaking thousands of dollars. I gotta pay a lot of stuff here.
It's gonna come in postage due.
That's all right. Yeah.
But basically, just to give you ins and outs of this deal.
Yeah, go ahead.
I put it on the contract for 220. I received the call from this guy December 28th, and I put it on the contract for 220, and I went to his house. I mean, he was the caregiver of an old lady. Okay, so I went there, and they actually, I talked to the guy about, the deal. He had everything like he had like paperwork that he was already done, like the appraisals and everything. So I knew the house was worth about 380, right? So when I went to a prop stream, I saw that she had equity up to 267, right? So I was like, okay, this is great because I'm gonna get through the equity. So this is a deal. So I went into the house just to see, how much work he needed. I saw the house and I was like, this needs about 50 to top $70,000. You know what I mean? Not a lot. And when he gave me all the paperwork, I was like, I'm ready. So I went to sign the contract, went to Facebook Marketplace, start posting ads and stuff, and then I got two realtors. I put up an ad saying, buyer's agent commission 3.5%, because I was like, I'm willing to give out on this deal if I find a buyer. But then a straight buyer came over, and he had to flip the house a street over the one that I was in. So he's like, I know the town really well.
Yeah.
I want this deal. So I went there and I showed him. When I came back, and I told him the numbers. I was like, I was a what was it? I think I was a 280 or something. And then he came down. The best that I can do is 255. I was like, sweet. So I got one guy under the belt. And then I went the next day, and I showed the two more realtors, right? That they had cash buyers. The cash buyers didn't want the property because they were saying a lot of things about it. Oh, I need this, need that, need this, need that. And I was like, okay. And then the realtor, came to me. I was like, yeah, but if you want to list it on the MLS, I'm here for you. And I was like, I don't like realtors, man. Just because he was trying to get my deal, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna call the guy. So I called the guy and I was like, hey, listen, I don't know if I can do this, man, but are you ready to get this property today? And then he's like, yeah. So I'll tell you what, if I get this deal locked down today, what would you say to me next?
You're a smoothie. What a smoothie.
And then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, no, I'll do it. I was like, let me see what I can do for you. So I gave him like about 2 hours, and then I called him back. And I was like, hey, man, I got it ready. All right. I was able to negotiate it down. Let's get this going. So put it on the contract and went back and forth. He put like 2 contingencies in there. The contingency is like, make sure that the house doesn't have any open permits or anything, right? And clear title. The clear title was fine. And then he put an open report. An open report is a report that finds all the open permits here in New Jersey, right? And then when he did found out that there was 2 open permits, furnace and the plumbing. So we had to go back and forth with the caregiver, so he can fix this stuff, because the township was a pain in the butt. So
the caregiver wanted them writing the checks to fix everything?
No, because as soon as he puts in under an LLC, the township made him open up walls and stuff on the previous property that he had. And then he's like, okay, that's fine, I'll wait. So we finish it up, everything. And then here comes Friday comes and it's like, we're ready to close. And then, we put everything, the HUD came and the paperwork that the title company shows. And this guy saw my fee and was like, you made $30,000. And then he called me back. I'm a little surprised here. How did you do that? And then the guy's like, yeah, I mean, listen, if you wanna do some deals together.
That's great.
Should have says, you know what? It should have been $55,000. You shorted
right.
Right.
I took a haircut. Yeah.
But then I gotta pay. I did the first objection on this deal was the one that I told you about, that the guy saw that I was a wholesaling, right? That the caregiver, because I went to attorney review too fast. Here in New Jersey, you go to attorney review. So I went to attorney review as soon as I did it, and then the attorney just wrote everything up. This deal is gonna be assigned. I should not done that. I should have waited. And then I told Arturo, and it's like, I should have waited. And then when he saw that, he came objections. I was like, yeah, man, look, What do you need this? What do you need out of this? You know, some deals I keep, some deals I wholesale, some deals I do creative. But what do you need? I need to get this lady out of this house immediately, and she needs to go to a hotel. What if I'm be able to pay for the hotel fees? Would that make any change for you? And then that's when the first objection came over, and I was like, okay. So I wrote it up in the contract. I told my attorney, please write it up in the contract, to pay the hotel fees up, the hotel fees up to $4,000, or whatever comes first, something like that. I wrote it up, and then he wrote it up. So I made the check to her to 4,000, right? And then towards the end, the
You
only
made a
thing that
check to her when? At the closing?
yeah, I told the title agency to make a check to the lady for the hotel accommodations, right?
Mhm.
$4,000. And my other one was my buyer didn't want to pay the attorney fees, because he's like, I don't pay attorney fees. And I was like, this is part of the closing costs. And then it's like, oh, okay, but I don't do attorneys, and then I was like, okay, I mean, I'll eat it up this time, but next time, dude, you're gonna have to eat it up.
Was it in your contract?
It wasn't on my contract, like, buyers needs to pay for attorney fees, but I was like, I thought it was part of the closings. But
So you
what
didn't- so it wasn't in the contract, so
Yeah.
he squawked. That's
Yeah.
a cheap lesson.
yeah,
What'd the
Yeah.
attorney charge you?
1,200.
Oh, that's not that bad. Well, you got 29 left over after all of that.
Hold it,
though.
hold it,
Yeah.
hold it, hold
So
it.
you
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Jerry's here. You gotta hold it. You gotta hold that little piece of paper up you had before. Hold it up for Jerry.
Jerry, did you hold on? Let me spotlight you here, man. So you,
Oh, let me take the. Oh, damn! I got spotlighted. Hold on.
yeah, you spotlighted. Boom! Look at that. Oh, that's sexy, man. That's great.
All
He's
right,
been
man.
sitting on that check for 3 days.
That's shut up money right there.
Shut up.
There you
Let me.
go.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You're gonna wake the baby up. What are you doing?
That's true.
When are you going to deposit it?
I've deposited today. I just did. But I just want. I asked the
okay.
title company, to send it to me so I can put it on my wall and stuff. I don't
That's
know.
it. That's it. Good for you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, that's what happens here,
Great.
man. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you,
big
Justin.
congratulations to you. And what a problem solver, man.
Oh.
Like
Hey,
deal
Justin.
emergencies, and you got through them. You're like a doctor, Dr. Mag.
What's that,
Thank
Jerry?
you. Thank you. Look at that. Ah, Jerry got the little cowbell too. Thank you, Justin. Woo! Shut up. Shut up, buddy. Yeah, man.
Your
Congratulations.
neighbor's knocking on your door.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. No, but it's all I'm just a product of this system, guys. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you're very kind. Thank you. But you deserve all the glory.
Thank you, bro. So
Notice how we
now
came on Monday night to show us the check. Just want to let you know that.
that
You
was
could have
pretty
gone
cool.
on this afternoon. That was
All right. So we want to say, Coach Steve.
He came on Monday night to show the check. So.
Yeah,
there we
Coach
go.
Steve.
See? Coach Steve.
Coach Steve had a lot to do with this. Let's just take me out of this.
All right. So Coach Steve, I have a question for you about another deal.
This wasn't a lease option deal. Go ahead.
Yeah. So remember the deal that I showed you, the house Hervik is coming on. Remember the house that I told you about here in Trenton, that it's a piece of shit, that it's coming apart. And the
Not
lady,
really, but not really.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
so the lady was asking too much money for it, right? And it's a push down. Basically, it's a house that needs a full rehab. And she does not, and I put it on a contract, that it's going to, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy this property, based on approval, right? On money,
Finance approval.
finance approval, whatever. But she just doesn't want to let it go for like less money. You know what I mean? Like for less than 80. She actually came down. It was 95, and then she came down 85, and then I called her again. Even my buyer that I brought her to the house, he's like, no, I gotta spend 200,000, and this house is actually next to another property which is attached, so it's not a good deal.
It's attached housing.
It's attached housing.
How do you demo that without taking the other house down?
Well,
very delicately.
Yeah. So
That's a good
basically, yes. So basically, she bought it for 45. She put some money in. She lost money. She just, and she's been sitting there for like a year and a half. I don't know. I don't know if it's a dead deal or should I just continue
Well,
to pursue it.
what do you have? Do you have anybody on it at all? And if so, for how much?
They offer 45. They offer the same thing that she bought it for.
Yeah, you're not going to make any money, and she's going to lose, and she ain't going to be happy.
Yeah.
So
She's
you've had it
lose.
advertised. You got it all over the place.
Yeah, I had advertised. The maximum that I got was 65, and it's still like it's not a good deal because she doesn't want to go down, and the
Doesn't
property is
matter.
85.
Doesn't matter what she wants. Listen. Is that guy still around for 65?
I think so. Yeah. I gotta check, but I think so.
So get some kind of an agreement with him, subject to you getting this approved for, under $60,000, whatever you're going to write on there, and go back there and say, listen, this is what I got. I got an offer for 60 grand. Take it or leave it. I'm done. I've spent thousands of dollars on advertising your house, and this is the best that I can get. All I'm trying to do right now is recoup some of the money I spent.
Gotcha.
And sometimes they'll say, and say, I'd lead the phone call up. So listen, I got good news and I got bad news for you. Good. The good news is I got an exit. Your house, you can be on the exit ramp right now, and we can close in a week, 2 weeks, whatever. That's the good news. The bad news is I can't do better than 55,000. Well. If I get the guy up to 60, can we make a deal? If not, I'm done. I spent too much money and too much time on this thing already.
Yeah.
Advertising is not free. So that's what I would do. Don't tell her if you need 60, don't tell her 60. Go up to 60. My father used to have a saying, ask for 10, expect 5, and take 2. So, yeah. All right, man.
All right.
What am I telling you for? Because you're the expert here now. You'll be running one of these things one night. You can take Monday nights. I'll take a sabbatical.
Take a sabbatical. I remember I have a baby.
Well, it's okay. You and the baby can do it's only an hour. You can do it.
I gotta show Hervik.
What is that? I can't. Closer.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta change it.
Check him as parole officer.
Hervik, right here, Hervik.
Show me the part that's for me. The slice of the pie is for me.
Look at that.
Congrats, Papa. Congrats.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Man, that's great.
Yeah.
I went to a spa day, man, on Saturday.
Wow, that's good.
Man.
So you didn't have to do anything special with the missus tonight?
Not tonight because I told her I'm taking this night with Justin and Steve.
You got the shut up money. That's what it'll do. You see, that's what it'll do right there. Exactly.
Got that money spent already, pal. But that's all right. Whatever.
Hervik was saying cheers to you. Look like you got a nice cold brew there, bud.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Salud.
There you go. Hervik's back at the bar again. It's Monday night.
So, Steve, when am I gonna take you out for lunch, Steve?
I don't know, man. Maybe in the spring.
Okay, good.
You gonna come to New York? You gonna come to Long Island?
I'll go to Long Island.
He's not eating lunch again until the spring.
I'm down in Florida. He's not gonna come down here. So, unless you want, you come down. You come down here. I'll take you out for lunch.
I wanted to buy a property in Florida because I'm thinking about moving up there, man.
Thinking about moving.
Yeah, I'm tired of the cold here in New Jersey.
You and about 50% of the rest of the country. I think Florida is going to break off and fall into the ocean. It's incredible what's going on down here. We were just talking about that.
What do you think I should be more looking for houses there, Steve? Like, should I look for
listen. You just broke your hymen. Relax. You got to sit back. You got to go do 10 more deals.
Okay.
And you got some business under you, and you can go out, and then you can decide what you're going to do. You're a father. You got responsibilities. Don't start moving around.
Okay.
Don't be stupid.
Don't buy a new car.
Don't get cocky. Don't buy. Listen, you just did a mob hit, so don't show your money around.
I just did.
You just did a mob hit, so don't be showing your money.
Steve,
Okay,
you gotta keep. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Would you recommend him just putting a nice slice of that back into marketing, and then another nice slice of that into savings?
He should take 20% of it and spread it out and go out and do some marketing. If you're going to spend that much, that's a lot of money. Maybe you use that for the next 3 months.
And then
take 20%
20% to Steve and 20% to me.
If I got a check from this guy tomorrow, I tear it up and I mail it back to him. This guy deserves every bit of it.
Then send me his, okay? Send me Steve's. Send me Steve's then, because he don't want it.
Okay, I got a question for Justin. So Justin, when I was doing this deal, I felt like, and I know you talk a lot about the assembly line and the machine. I felt like when I went from the disposition side, my acquisition side stopped working, right? So it's like, sometimes so it's like, what do you do at that point? Like you lock it up a deal, you forget about one side and you just do the other side, and the machine stops working?
No, you're exactly right. And it quit working. The acquisition side quit working when you switched to dispositions because its only employee wasn't showing up anymore. You know what I mean?
It goes where your concentration goes.
Yeah. So it's a challenge, but you have to find a way to open up a little more calendar time because now you have inventory. So far, you've spent all this time and energy to get inventory, something to sell, a contract to sell. And now you have one, you have additional responsibilities. So it's just work harder, man. Hey, look at the checks. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You know what? You put in 10, 15 hours, you bust ass a little bit for a week and a half on something. Who cares, man? You can't do that kind of money anywhere else.
Well, you just turn around. He's got some money. Get a VA, and an expensive VA. Let them do the marketing for you. Don't let them answer the phone. Not if they're out of the country and all that. I wouldn't do that. Not now. But let them go out and just do the marketing for you, and just keep that wheel turning.
Yeah.
This way, if you go off and you're doing something different, you spend your time talking to sellers and building deals instead of now you got to race around doing all the marketing. So Mr. Herbeck has his hand raised.
Yeah, I was going to tell Mag, like Steve and like Justin said, get a percentage of that and like just sit it aside and maybe what you should do, take a look at Justin's the VA course that he did just a little earlier in the year. And then maybe just, I don't know if you want to cold call it, but maybe get like a VA that's just going to help you with the marketing or like this position. Because I've had that same challenge, man. I'm a one-man army. I'll get a couple deals on the contract. And what's happened is that I just sell them off using other wholesalers, but then I give away a big portion of the pie. If I was to have like a virtual assistant, somebody to help me with the dispositions, then I just got to pay them a little $5-7 an hour. And then I can keep the whole pie, just to put your thought.
Right. All right. Thanks, bro.
Now he's also you can put your hand down there now. Now he's also a new father. Should take some money, should take some cash, whatever it is, $5,000, $10,000, I don't know, whatever, and put it in the bank and don't touch it. It's emergency money. God forbid you need cash. If you don't have it, and if you don't have his, money to fall back on, that's money you don't touch unless you got a real problem. You're a father now, so I'm sounding like an old man, but that's the way it is. I am an old man. But listen, you gotta have money set aside for emergencies these days. So in $5-10 don't go very far. All
right.
So, but think about that. In the meantime, crank up your marketing. You should set it up in a way so it doesn't stop when you got a bad day or you're out chasing properties, whatever it is. Your marketing wheel just keeps turning. So
and maybe
I'm looking to find somebody to do that for me. I've had 3 people I kicked in the ass already that weren't worth the damn. So I'm looking for somebody just to run my social media and keep my ads up in there rolling that I'm doing. So,
Can I speak on this just for a second?
oh, okay.
I feel like what I would do if I were in your situation is I would pick a number that I feel like I could afford out of it. Let's say it's, if I've got that number in mind, let's say it's $5,000.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to pick some kind of marketing technique that I want to do, that I can do, that is, let's say, $1,000 a month or less. And that's super strong. That's you can do a lot with that if you're smart with it.
Mhm.
But nevertheless, I pick something that I, and then I know I have like 5-6 months worth of
Mhm.
that in the till here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it gives me runway, it keeps me in business. And then as I do more deals through that marketing, I'm going to add to that. That way I'm always replenishing, right? So I think instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to drop a $5,000 direct mail campaign, boom,
No.
one and done. Okay, that's I'd rather see you take 1,000 a month and spread it out over 5 months
Mhm.
than to drop one big, ooh-rah
Yeah.
on something. Plus, get it set up before you start paying for it, but you can tweak it if you can make little changes along the way as you learn and grow and get better with it, or maybe you can even add money to the marketing and now you're doing even more. So yeah, just be smart with it. Don't forget about the tax guy too. You're going to have to give an account for that, right? They do like you to tell them when you make money.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, I agree with that, Justin. I think I'm gonna put a budget together. No, you're right.
You put your
Put a-
budget together and bring it to one of the calls in the morning that Justin's running. And let them all diagnose, rip it apart and see what they think.
Yeah.
You know? That can't hurt.
But see,
Thank you.
I'd be like, man, how can once I figure out how I do $1,000 a month for 5 months, I'd be thinking, okay, how can I be even smarter and do it for 500?
Oh, jeez. You're embarrassing me, man. Come on. Holy
Why is that
grief.
embarrassing?
Oh my God.
Oh, hey,
He's frugal, just like Arturo.
I want to be the real estate ninja here, like I want to just get in there, assassinate, and then escape without being noticed. That's it. But
Hey, Justin, did you catch The Last Samurai on Netflix recently?
nah, what is it with Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I thought maybe that's what gave you
No,
that quote right there.
That movie any good?
I saw it years ago.
There's only one part that I really, really took to heart. It's the part where he says that these people, he's talking about the samurais, that they dedicate their life day in, day out to be the best at one specific skill.
Mhm.
So I'm like, maybe pitching offers is like my one specific skill that I wake up every day of my life to try to perfect. Yeah, The Last Samurai.
The Last
Good deal.
Samurai.
Good deal.
That's your new nickname, man. Hervik, the Last Samurai.
Oh, and then you're the last ninja then.
Hang on. I got to do this. Let's see. Stop
I don't think
video.
so, man.
Here I am. How's that?
The
What do
Great
you
White
think?
Ninja. Yeah.
I got to fix that picture. All right. Anyways. All right. So who else got something to talk about here tonight? Anybody got a deal? Who's left? Jerry, what are you doing, Jerry? What's happening, man?
Good to see you, Jerry.
I have, I'm working on this. I haven't put it together. I got a guy talked to today. He's got 4 properties. I called on one and it was actually the wrong address. He said he did own that property, but we kept talking, built that rapport with him. He's got 4 properties. Okay. I'm going to contact him back tomorrow. He's going to let me sell those properties for him. And he has a lady in Missouri that is looking for a house for a lease option. Okay, so I'm going to help him with that also.
Good deal.
And then I got another
Great.
guy from today that's got a house. It's like 200,000, and it was a probate house. And apparently, it was his mother's boyfriend's house, and the guy passed. So he's ended up with the house. Okay. So he told me he was the only decision maker on it. Okay. And he's in no hurry to sell it, but we had a great conversation, built that rapport. I'm going to give him 2 days and I'm going to reach back out to him. Okay. And he's very open to doing the lease option. Okay.
Good. Good for you,
Yeah.
man.
That's great.
And I got
Very good.
another lady from today. She's not going to be ready until like around the 15th of March. She wants to sell her house and get closer to her grandkids. Okay. So then I built a great relationship with her. She was talking about, I was asking if any work needed to be done on the property. And she said, well, it would probably need painting on the inside, okay? Because I painted the walls this color and this color, you know? And so then it was an off green color. So then I said, oh, you're a bit of an interior decorator, huh? And then when I said that, she opens up, we started laughing and just going from that, right off of that, build that rapport. So now she is, we got off the phone, both of us. I felt very positive and she felt very positive working with me. So now it's a matter to see what's going to happen around March 15th. So I got her in the follow-up in REI reply. So I'll be reaching back out to her.
Jerry is a smoothie too. Wow, listen to that. Just smooth as silk.
But the thing is, when I get on the phone, I don't always some of my conversation can be a little lengthy. I don't get on them off in 3 minutes if I'm trying to build that rapport, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if the conversation is going really smooth. I'll take the time and spend time and build that relationship.
There aren't two conversations that are the same.
What?
I said there aren't two conversations that are always the same.
Right.
So I mean, every person is different. So
Yeah.
I mean, if this is what it takes, then that's what it takes. As long as as long as you're not giving away the store and you feel you're getting closer and closer to possibly putting a deal together, what do you got to lose?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
time. But you're not getting in your car and driving 2 hours over there to talk to them and get the door slammed in your face.
Right.
You can do this on the phone. You can talk to 20, 30 people a day if you wanted.
Right.
So that's good. Keep it up, man.
Oh yeah.
Those leased options, the one with the guy with the 4 houses. You're just gonna sell those for him, you say?
I'm gonna sell, we're gonna be back on the phone talking. And so some of those could be straight sales, okay? And the thing about it, he's an investor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a smooth talker also.
So yeah, we had a great conversation. Okay.
Oh, you're both slick. Okay. One guy's slapping the other guy on the back.
Yeah. He said we got on the conversation about Ron LeGrand. Okay.
Oh, forget it.
Oh no, Grandpa
we got on the
Ron. Huh?
conversation
Hold it.
about
Where's
Ron
my
LeGrand,
wallet?
And
Where's
then it
my
went
wallet?
from there, And I told him, I said, oh yeah, I have a lot of respect for Ron LeGrand. Okay. Never went to a seminar, but have a lot of respect for the man. And that conversation just started to flow, and we started talking about how COVID affect the market. And oh man, it was on, okay?
Good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you. Go get him, man. Go get him.
That's great.
All right. Sounds good.
That's great. We want to ring the bell for you. Will you let us know when you
Will do.
consummate those?
Yes.
Or I don't know what the word is. That's not the right word. I'm pretty sure
No,
the right
you got
word
this
is
is
not
Valentine's
consummate.
Day, so that's the reason why he's got this all in his head. So I don't know.
Oh, that's it. That's it. I was thinking about, well, my wife's legs aren't as hairy as yours, Coach Steve. So.
Easy does it, buddy boy. Easy does it.
I'm using scraping solution also now. So far, so
Oh,
good.
yeah. I'm
Scraping solutions.
I'm having
I
some
thought-
good success with it too, Jerry. So that's good.
They're out there. They run what? The
And also,
Zillow.
I'm trying out REI Pro.
Didn't hear him.
REI Pro, huh?
Yeah,
Who owns that, or how
a guy called Chris Goff.
huh?
Oh yeah, he's got his own software company.
Yeah,
Is that an REI Pro? Yeah.
yeah. I've been this the first month, okay, and I can go there and count properties, so I like it.
Count properties? What do you mean?
You get MLS
Oh,
history,
comp 'em.
Yes,
so they still have it.
yeah. So so far so good. It's working out, but I'm going to see how it will be after a month. or so.
I still like PropStream.
I like PropStream too because PropStream does so much more.
Well, even when it comes down to the comps, if they're giving me actual public information that hasn't been touched by a realtor, I like that.
That's
So-
a good point, Coach Steve.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I can
It's still
take out the
strong.
lowest, take out the highest.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
You said, Steve, that hasn't been touched by a realtor. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I didn't. Well, as far as the MLS is concerned, when they report sales, sometimes they'll report a sale, sometimes they report it's just yanked off the market, and they'll hold the sale, they'll hold the documents and recordings, and either way, it's going to get recorded down at the courthouse. But the MLS, they might not take it off the market for another a sneeze for 300 days. So it just sits there. So I don't count that as really being all that accurate. I want to know when that house closes, when it's done, closed, and it's public record, in a disclosure state. I don't know. I don't never worked in a non-disclosure. So I don't think anyway. But those numbers don't lie. You can put a different deal together and put cash under the table, all this and that. But what you're going to report to the courthouse as far as the sale is concerned, it's documented, and a lot of people don't want to play games with that. So I like those numbers. Did I lose?
Yeah,
that?
that's the real numbers. The public numbers
follow.
are real numbers.
Yeah.
As long as you're not playing around in non-disclosure state, it doesn't matter, right?
See, but those MLS numbers, if they can hold a realtor, can hold that sale and not report it for the longest period of time. Then all of a sudden they decide to take it off and make it a sold sale, and they fill in the documents. And then in the meantime, now you're 7 months later. Now what? How accurate is that?
You're right,
Well-
Steve. I've called on an expired listing and they say it's already been sold. Just because the realtor
Yeah, so
hasn't
I don't. I'm not crazy about the MLS, but it is what it is. If it's
Well-
a real sale and it's close, and okay, can run both of them. I've got access to the MLS at both markets that I'm playing in. So,
Yeah.
and it's not that accurate. It's just not.
Yeah.
So
I
mean,
see,
around all around. So
I see guys complain that, the public data is good, but it's not updated quickly enough, and so on and so forth, in every market area. And my thought is what racket are you guys in that you have to have it like the minute that it, you know what I mean? Like on the spot, because if you're in the ugly house business, those houses didn't get jacked up like that. They didn't get ugly like overnight. So
did we talk last week about what these hedge funds are doing in markets? Did we talk at all about that?
yeah.
I ran into another guy this week, said the same thing. He's banging heads with buyers from these hedge funds on these cheaper houses. But he says the guy can buy a house for $100,000. He could buy a house for $500,000. But he's got to buy like 10 or 12 or 15 houses in a particular development. And once they get that down, and the last few that they buy, they'll overpay on a serious amount of money. And then they've got a bigger comp for the rest of their houses, and they have and they just blow everything out. That's controlling the market. You got a lot of that going on right now. This particular guy said the buyer, well, he's a buyer for a hedge fund, and the one department within this hedge fund that he works for controls 32,000 houses right now. 32,000. How's that?
Wow.
That's a lot of bucks, man.
Well, but in the grand scheme of things, that's what percentage of houses, like
That's only
what's
one
market share?
department within the hedge fund. One department.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
says there's dozens of them out there doing the same thing. And a lot of these hedge funds are and everybody out, they're all, nobody wants to go out. If you had the opportunity today to go out and do the same thing, you do it.
Yeah.
But they look for a way to push the market in a direction, of course, where they want to be, and then get out. And that's what they're doing. They're buying in these controlled developments, and they'll overpay for 2 or 3 of the last ones. And by the time they get done with the last ones, any renovations they were doing, supposedly they got done. And now they've got such high comps on these last ones they bought, boom, and they just let them go.
Are those, in your opinion, let's get the crystal ball out here. Are those neighborhoods going to take a crap in value once all of this inflated hype, these inflated fair market values, really? Basically, what you're saying is the hedge funds are creating their own market values, their own comps. And so they're really inflated high. Do you see those? What are these homeowners
Well,
going
let's
to be
say-
getting
let's-
foreclosed
okay, all right.
on? Because are they going to have
No.
negative equity?
No,
What's
watch this.
gonna
Watch
happen?
this. Okay, well, watch this. Here's the same fellow buying in the same development. He's got 30 houses in there he's bought in this development, right? Now, they put the homes up for sale, right? And you know how hot the market is right now. And they're not selling junk. They're selling nice houses, right?
Yeah.
But they raise the market. They really, really push the market. They're not afraid of putting a house on the market for an extra $100,000 or 15% over what the hell. They even push the market even higher. All right. So let's say this guy cleans out and sells all his houses in the best case scenario. And he does it all within the next, 6 months. All right. So now this particular area, all right, has comps for those numbers. But the market area across the street and down the block doesn't. Across the street, meaning it's a busy area, and it's a different development, different group.
Yeah.
They don't have these kind of comps.
Right.
But who knows? There could be even nicer houses. So what happens to the market? Is it going to drop? It'll adjust out eventually. Is it going to fall out of bed? When these guys are done selling their houses, some, Joe Smith down the street that, went out there with a can of paint and painted his house. He thought he was going to get 700,000. He can't get an offer over 350. Can it happen? You bet your ass it can happen. Is it gonna crash the market? Nothing's gonna crash in this market unless this dumbbell in the White House does something that's catastrophic. Don't put nothing past this guy.
Well,
But
it's going to come down to a lower pace here because the interest rates you were saying earlier,
Sure.
supply and demand will be less.
As interest
Perhaps.
rates go up, you take away buyers
Yes.
because they can't qualify. So as you take away those buyers that can't qualify, doesn't mean everybody can't qualify, but as you take away that end of the market, that price range, all right, as they start slowing down, the prices are going to drop. Are they going to drop, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars? Listen, I'm here in Florida. I've got properties down here. And if you do all your comps, do the right thing, I've got properties that have doubled in value in the last year. How the hell is that possible? To have properties double inside of 12 months and they're still going.
You want to sell me the property, Steve?
Sure. I'll sell them all to you.
I'll put an
Well,
option.
You want
Yeah,
an
right.
option on every one of those.
Yes.
Okay, just bring a lot of cash for the option, buddy boy. No problem.
Relax, Mag. Relax, Mag.
There he is. He's back.
Yeah. What's
Mr.
what's
Hanson.
WIT stand for again? You're
Was
muted.
talking on you. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
That's it.
How much is it going to take? That's the thing. Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways.
How much is it gonna take to make the shut up money?
Oh yeah, that's
Now
great.
you got to keep going and keep both oars, from the boat.
Hey,
to the
Justin.
water.
Are you gonna send me a sweater now?
You just made
Wait,
30
wait,
grand.
wait, wait.
You just made
Isn't
30
he
grand and
supposed
you
to
want
be
me to
sending
send
you
you a
checks?
hoodie.
Yeah,
Huh?
sorry.
Yo, Mag, buy me. Can you buy me one, Mag?
Dude,
Buy
I'll,
one.
I'll send you something, but you gotta I need your shirt size and your mailing address. Send me an email, can you?
I got you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Hook me up and I'll hook you up. No, I'm just
I
playing.
got
I'll definitely
I got you, Justin.
I'll take care of you. You know what? Those shut up money hoodies are there's something to be proud of, man.
Just when you walk down the
I-
street and somebody clobbers you.
I deserve that, don't I?
You totally do. Absolutely.
Hey, Mag.
What?
Mag, do you speak Spanish?
Yes. See.
All right, I'm gonna connect with you. I'm gonna ask you if I can interview you on my show on Thursday
Oh, that's
About
good.
you.
That's good.
about your deals.
That's good. Let's do that.
Okay. I'll hit you up tomorrow.
That's
All right, hit me
great.
up.
I'm his agent. You got to go through me.
Ooh, he's got an agent now. Agent. He's a secret
Hey,
agent,
Steve.
man.
Steve, I'll put you in contact with my agent. Steve, I'll put you in contact with my agent, Mr. Chambliss.
There you go. There you
Oh
go.
no! Oh no! That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
good. So good. Anybody else got something tonight? We're gonna pull the plug on this.
I won't understand any of what that interview is, but I'm looking forward to it, guys.
What interview? Oh, there, guys. Yeah, with the Spanish.
Hey, Steve, I want you to explain more options next time, okay? We don't have not enough time now,
That's
but
up to Justin. Justin's the option guy. Let him.
I'm not the option
He's the
guy.
least least option man. Aren't you the option guy?
I'm the lease option guy.
doing-
I'm
I'm
not
doing
the
an
option
option.
guy.
Did you hear me talking about that option this when we were just getting on?
I
here?
don't think he did. I
Man,
don't think anyone did. You were just sharing that with me and in privacy, but you can come
Yeah.
out with it, yeah, if you want. That's a great story.
I'm looking at a property. I'd love to buy this property. It's in the neighborhood where this house is that I'm staying at right now. And it's a nice house. It's in a really, really nice neighborhood. Homes here start about 350,000 in today's market and go up over 600,000-700,000. So this guy has a big tarpaulin over his roof. Big canvas tarpaulin over the roof. And it was there when I was here about 2.5, 3 months ago, and the tarpaulin was still on the roof. Figured, maybe this guy want to sell this house. Let me stop by there, knock on the door, and the first words out of his mouth are, "I don't want to sell my house." I says, "Oh, I don't want to buy your house. You feel better now?" So he starts laughing. I go, "How about I help you out with the roof?" And he goes, "How are you going to help me out with the roof? You're going to write a check?" I says, "Maybe." He goes, "Oh, come on in." Make a long story short, he was on his behind for about 6 months with COVID. He got really sick. He's got 2 younger children, probably in their teens, early teens. His wife is working, but she's barely keeping up with the bills on the house. And he's looking for a job right now. So his credit's shot. He's current on the mortgage. All that's good. And he doesn't want to sell the house until his kids are out of school. So that'll be in 5 years, right? So he says to me, he goes, "Well, so how are we going to work this out with this roof?" I says, "When do you want to move?" He says, "What do you mean?" I says, "Well, if you had a schedule and you said to me, I said to you, listen, I want to buy your house and you got to be out in 2 years. Would that be any good for you? He goes, no. He says, but we're talking about downsizing to a smaller house. He says, down the road, he says, but I wouldn't do anything until my daughter's out of school. She gets out of school in 4 years. I said, okay. So why don't we say 5 years from now, you give me an option to buy this house. He says, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to cut a check payable to you and to the roofing company to put a new roof on the house. He goes, you know, that's $7,500. I said, I know what it costs. He goes, so how's this going to work? I says, well, the basic components of it are that you're going to give me an option to buy your house for $300,000. He named the price, by the way, not me. He says, I wouldn't do it for less than $300,000. I know it needs work, but if you're willing to help me out, you can buy it for $300,000 in 5 years. So let's look at the numbers. I'm going to give this guy $7,500. Hold on. I'm going to give this guy $7,500, and this money's going to sit dead in theory for 5 years. Now, what can this $300,000 plus house be worth in 5 to 7 years? Because my option to buy is between years 5 and years 7. So let's say it's only worth 350 grand, which is what it's worth now. So I invested $7,500 for 5 years, and I still make $50,000 if I just find the damn thing. All right. The way I'm looking at it, it'll probably be worth well over 4. Homes in this neighborhood before COVID were selling for 400,000, 4.25, somebody 450. So I'm thinking this house is probably going to be worth, on the low side 4, on the high side probably 5.5 or 6. So for 7,500, I'm playing the option for a future equity. All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do that with this guy in this particular house.
So Steve,
might-
how come some people, they put like a lot less money on options? Like I've heard people putting $1 or $10 in options.
Well, that's just to buy an option and you're going to do business right away. This is different. I'm not going to set this up as it's a loan. And I'm playing the long-term equity deal on this property, which means I'll give him $7,500 for all his equity in the house, basically over 300 grand, which is what I'm doing. And I can't cash in and he can't sell his house until he sells it to me in years 5 through 7. If something comes along and he's got to sell a house earlier, I'll come along and I'll probably say, well, I'll split the equity with you, something like that. Anything the house sells for over 300,000, him and I'll split, and I got right of first refusal on the property. So I'll probably do that with him in the agreement. I just talked to this guy yesterday. He's called me twice today. So he wants to get this roof done. He's motivated because he understands what my agreement is. But I'm actually, what I'm doing is I'm buying his equity. You got it?
For cheap price right now.
And future appreciation.
Well, that's what it is. I'm going to buy all
Yeah.
this house basically has over 300 grand. And in 5 to 7 years, most properties go up. I mean, I don't know what you'd say about this crazy ass market.
Are you going to file a memorandum down there?
I'll do
at the
more than
courthouse?
that. The way I'm going to structure it, I haven't done one of these, but the way I'm thinking about it is we write up the option and I tie the option to a mortgage and I record the memorandum and I record a mortgage. So a performance type mortgage, I want to link that thing to this deal somehow. So I gotta have a chat with an attorney once I really, really got this deal solid. And I might even turn around and go do more of these.
Are you not worried
How many
about-
people you walk up to that don't want to sell a house right now, that may want to sell in a year or two, and the house needs work? So you make the check payable to the contractor and to them.
So you're not worried about the house depreciating or not going up in value much?
It's a gamble. I'm taking a gamble at an equity position.
Let's just hope it's not 2008 all over again.
If it is, it is. You know, I got this idea from a fellow, and he was the smartest guy in town in 2003 when he was buying options for 5, 6, and 7 years. Holy shit. It was all great. He couldn't wait to cash them in. 2007 and 2008 came in, and he lost a couple of $100,000 in options because they were worthless. The properties were worth less than he was banking on. So he let him go. He didn't do anything with him. He didn't exercise his option.
Yeah.
But he also learned a couple of lessons from that, you know. So options is a very, very it's a great way to control an asset without spending a lot of money on it. Look, I could buy this house and rent it, and it cost me a fortune over the years in doing all kinds of repairs and whatever it is. I don't want to be a landlord anymore. I got money in the bank. I want to invest it, and I'm going to get a much better return than 2 or 3% sitting with the fucking bank. All right. So if I can flip this thing and do the turnaround like this, the return on investment is huge, huge. You know?
Bitcoin, Steve.
And I don't have to
Bitcoin.
wait. I can set up this option, and I can sell the option. I can assign the option to anybody I want. So I don't have to wait out the 5 or the 7 years, the 5 to 7 years to do it. I could sell the option right now. You see? So go ahead. What were you saying there, Mag?
No, nothing. You said you want a higher return on investment. I said Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Yeah, that's real solid. Look what's happening with Bitcoin. Slide up and down the meter on your behind. All right. So anyway, so that's what I'm playing with these days right now. And that just flew in my coop yesterday. So, but if this works out and I can get a good feel as to how this is all going to play out long term, I got no problem with going out and doing these houses right now. No problem at all. You know, you can't deal with everybody, but you imagine walking in the door to a real nice house, and this guy's got to sell this house because he's got to raise $15,000 or something because his grandson's in jail. And he really doesn't want to sell a house, but he's got no choice. He's got a house. So listen, how about I give you the 15 grand? All right. And you stay in this house and you give me an option to buy it after 2 years from now. So you can stay there. All right. And we're going to say, listen, this house today is worth $200,000. I want the right to buy it for $185,000 after 2 years from now. So you already backed your 15 grand out of the deal if you wanted. You were not worried about it. So anything over 185 in equity is yours. I hear crickets. Everybody's quiet.
No, that's a new tool right there. That's a new tool in the tool belt. That idea, Steve. Thank you for that. This helps for people that are on the fence about even selling in the first place. That's
buy an option.
Here.
Buy an option, man.
Here's your solution.
Real estate is only limited. Deals are only limited by you. Simple as that.
Hey, Steve, and where would you flip the option contract to an
investor.
buyer or another investor?
It could be anybody that wants to write me a check.
Okay.
You
So
know?
if you were to flip it, how much would you flip it for? Let's say if you spend like $7,000 on a contract, you put an option to fix his roof or whatever, and then you flip it over to another investor in 5 years.
Well,
how much would you sell
when am
it
I
for?
going to sell a contract now?
Yeah, because you said that you could sell it. You could sell the
Well,
equity.
maybe I'll sell it for 15 grand to 20 grand.
Okay,
Or
gotcha.
more. Or more.
Because
if the
in 5
property
years,
goes up, if the property goes up 5% a year, and you compound that and you roll it up for 5 years.
mhm.
All right, that's 15, 30, 45, 60. It's way over 100 grand.
Mm.
Way over 100,000. So if I can't promise you, but let's say we stretch the numbers out, and the worst case scenario is this deal makes 100 grand, and I'm giving them $7,500 for it. What would you give me to make $100,000 on an asset in 5 years? What's it worth to you? You could go into your IRA and write me a check for 40 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drop the whole 30, Mag. Don't drop the whole 30.
You know what? I'll tell you what, just send me a check. Just endorse the back.
All right.
So
good.
what happens if the guy decides not to move?
He can't, he's got to move. You foreclose on the mortgage.
Oh yeah, okay, I
Or
see.
you sell him back, or you sell him back the note. You sell him back the assignment if you want, the option. You can do that too. He can buy the option. But he doesn't have the option to buy the option. You know, it's up to you. You can decide it.
He does
Option to
have-
buy the option. You see, you can sell it to him. You can force him out. You can foreclose on it.
Yeah.
You look like a real piece of shit if you're moving somebody out of a house on a mortgage like that. Let me tell you. You
And
know,
that's-
but
And that's
way
from
it goes.
I that's Ionati stuff,
no,
Steve. No.
no.
Steve D stuff. It's all about controlling the asset.
All about
Steve-
controlling the accent.
that's
Mr.
Steve D.
Fortunato. Mr. Fortunato.
Mr. Fortunato.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
real name or is that a stage name?
That's his real name.
Fortunato. I mean,
Yeah, look it up.
That's yeah.
Go on YouTube tonight, type in Fortunato, real estate guru, whatever, and you're gonna see this old dude, and he's the guy. He's gotta be the brightest real estate guy for putting deals together that anybody's ever met.
Hey,
He's
does
the guy.
anybody know good sources to find probate leads and also divorce leads?
Well, you think you're up to doing those now, Mr. Big Shot?
PropStream's got both, right?
Yeah.
They got both. Okay, I'll check it. But
Yep.
I thought PropStream
I
was
can
really,
see Meg
really
doing
late.
I can see Meg doing this. Hello, your husband died. I want to buy your house. What?
Or hello, your husband left you. I want to buy your house. Right?
Hey,
Divorce.
how's the divorce doing? Together again? No, good. I want to buy your house. Oh, you did get that together. I still want to buy your house.
Mag's gonna
Oh
say, I
my
want to come
goodness.
over and put a new
Alright.
roof on your house.
Yes, I got 7,000. I got an option here.
You guys are gonna stop poking holes in this. I'm not gonna keep giving you guys ideas. I'm just gonna be telling you now. You're not gonna hear this from
That's
anybody.
hilarious.
Did anybody ever hear about doing a deal like that?
No, never.
Okay, so I mean, all right, gents. I'm gonna
I'll
say
see you
goodnight.
guys.
You guys, Hervek, good seeing you, man. Have another drink for me. Good seeing you, man.
Tomorrow.
What's that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you're done, huh? Hey, when's the meetings in Miami, man?
I asked Jimmy about it. Jimmy, that's on Claude's calls,
Yeah.
and he hadn't gotten back to me because I bumped into him at the last Miami-Dade Rio meeting. Oh, but I should check because I was gonna spend more time in Atlanta, but I'm back in Miami, so I figured
You're gonna go back. You're gonna go spend more time in Atlanta. Yeah, it's a good market.
It's warmer down here. It's
Yeah.
warmer down here. So
Oh yeah. All right, man. Well, have a guzzle for me. Jerry's making deals on the phone. Mag is counting his money. Hervek's drinking beer, and just me and Justin sitting there twiddling our thumbs. Oh well. Good night, all. You guys take it easy. Thanks for stopping in. Keep smiling. See you next week.
Thanks, Steve.
See you
Thanks,
next week,
guys. Bye.
brothers. Take care.